We've all been blessed to be listening to beautiful Gurbani and Shabads that have been sung with so much devotion. If we just look at the Shabad that was sang, that Aab ho bhainein gal mil hai, Ank sahe ladiyan, Aab ho bhainein. Over here, Guruji is saying that come together, Aab ho bhainein, come together, O sisters. Why has Guru Sahib Ji here referred to everybody as sisters? Because Guruji is saying to us here that come together and connect with that devotion inside of you like a bride towards her husband. Everybody sitting here, come together here with that devotion in your heart. Aavo bhainein gal mil hai, ank sahe ladiyan. And embrace each other. Embrace each other and do what together here? Milke karhe kahaniyan, samrat kant kiyan. Guruji is saying here that come together and share the stories, kahaniyan. Share the stories of that samrat kant meaning that divine Vaheguru. Share the stories of Vaheguru with each other, the one that is Samrat. Sangji, when we were thinking about what to call the topic for this divan, the theme for this divan, and what came to mind was supporting each other. And I was thinking about this, what is it that we want to be supporting each other towards? When we look at this Shabad, Guruji is saying for us, all of us to come together to support each other, to do what? Not to feed each other's ego, but instead to help each other of how to let go of our ego. That's the whole point of coming together as Sangat. We don't come together as Sangat to feed each other's ego, to help somebody grow their ego. Sangat ji, when Guru Ardaas ji Paat ji came into Seva, Guru Angad Dev ji Paatshah ji, they didn't feed in any form of way Guru Ardaas ji Paatshah ji's ego. The whole idea was to break it down, to remove it. Sangat ji, there were many years that went by when Guru Angad Dev ji, they were 25 years younger than Guru Ardaas ji. Guru Angad Dev ji. Guru Ardaas ji were in their mid-60s when they were serving. Sometimes there was a point when 2 to 3 years went by when Guru Angad Dev Ji Paatshah Ji didn't speak to Baba Amardas Ji. Can you imagine that? Because today, we all, if we don't get acknowledged, we start to feel low about ourselves. But then there was Guru Amardas Ji Paatshah Ji serving, and years would go by where Guru Angad Dev Ji consciously chose not to even speak to them. So we come together to support each other, to break down our egos. Punjabi ch kahavat kehndे ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪੱਠੇ ਥੋੜਾ ਪਾਉਣੇ ਆ. We're not going to feed it. And that's why here Guruji is saying Sache Sahib Sab Gun, Ogan Sab Asan. Who is it that holds all the Ogan? Who is it that holds all of those demerits? Sache Sahib Sabgun. Whenever we make a mistake, whenever we are bitter towards somebody, whenever we get angry towards somebody, What is it? It's our ego that does that. Sangat ji, there's a beautiful line that comes to mind. It's a little bit deep what Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pacha Ji is saying. I shared this line earlier this week on my social medias. Let's see if we can all try and focus on what Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pacha Ji is saying here. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pacha Ji is saying that Kavan Than Tiryo Hai Nama. Let's all go through this together. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pacha Ji is asking us a question first. Before we go into this any more, let me ask everybody sitting here a question. Because when we look at the second line, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pacha saying, Kavan Chehn Sunu Upar Chohyo Mukte Sun Kargara. And I'm sure everybody sitting here will be able to relate to this. So now I want you to put your hands up if you answer yes to this, if you can relate to this. And the question is this: has there ever been a time in your lives when somebody has spoke to you in a certain way, when somebody had said something to you? That could be anyone. That could be your children, that could be your siblings, your parents, your colleagues, your friends. I'm not going to use the word sangat, because sangat is something else. But it could be that somebody that often comes into sangat, now you are friends with them. So on a level of where somebody has become your friend, has there ever been a time in your lives when somebody has said something to you in a certain way? The Guru has here used the words gara. And the way gara can be translated is gala. Hun, the word gala, obviously we should be saying, when we say tanu kadi kisi ne gaal kaddi hai, and we should be thinking, well, haan mere dushman ne mainu kaddi sigi. But most of us will be able to answer that and say, haan mere pati ne ya meri patni ne mainu kaddi si. It's a shame, isn't it? Sangat, we should be able to answer this question if we say, has anybody ever swore at you? Gara means to swear at you or just being abusive towards you. We should be able to say, yes, somebody that doesn't like me, my enemy or whatever, yes, they spoke to me in an abusive manner, they swore at me. But most of us will be able to say, yeah, my wife swore at me or was abusive towards me. Many of us will be able to say, yeah, my husband was rude to me and abusive to me and swore at me. So let me ask you a question now, Sangatji. Has anybody here been hurt and has been in pain and has suffered because of the way somebody has spoke to them? Has that ever happened to someone? Put your hands up. Is there anybody sitting here where that hasn't happened to them? So now this is relevant to everyone. So now Guru Arjan, because what we do is most of us, we don't go deep enough where the Guru wants to take us. We end up swimming just on the surface. And instead we like to be fed so that our ego grows more. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying something else. First of all, Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying to us, Kavanathan Tiryo Hai Nama. Has anybody ever sat down and thought about these things? They're saying, you know, your Nama here, in what place is the name established? Let me put that into more simple words to make it relatable and understandable. What that means is, where, Kavan, what place is that? Than means place, Tiryo means to rest. Hanama, Nama means your identities. You know, all the different identities that we hold and we live with in this life. You can now complete those. That sentence, I am a wife. I am a male. I am a child. I am whatever that is for you. मैं की हाँ, मैं गोरी हाँ, मैं गोरा हाँ, मैं चिट्टा हाँ, मैं काला हाँ, मैं पीला हाँ, मैं जामनी हाँ. I've got a dark complex, I'm dark. I'm white, I'm this, I'm that. Whatever that is, we've all got these different identities. I'm a wife, I'm a child. I'm a colleague, I'm this, I'm a pracharak, I'm a speaker. Guruji is saying, now think about this. I know this probably isn't the right place or the divan to be asking such deep questions. Because you're thinking, we just came here to sing, don't make us think. ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਣ ਥੋੜੋ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗਾਉਣ ਆਏ ਸੀਗੇ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਗਾਉਣ ਆਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਹੁਣ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਉਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਰ ਪਿਆ ਕੰਮ I came here to sing as well but I've had a good sing but Sangat ji ask yourself this question Kavan Than Tiryo hai Nama where is it that identity of yours Was there ever a time when it didn't exist? We've not always been those certain identities. They come about at certain points in our life. Or when we have a certain level of consciousness to recognize, oh, this is what I am, this is what I am, this is what I am. Guru Sahib Ji saying, look for it inside of you. Where is it? Where is that thing where you say, I am this, I am a mum, I am a daughter? Where is it? But isn't it those things that get hurt? Really think about this. Isn't it those identities that get hurt? Isn't it those identities that suffer? Now answer me a question. Is it possible for your Atma, for your soul, for that part of God that is inside of us all, is it possible for the soul, which is Paramatma, which is Vaheguru, which is God, is it possible for that to suffer? Is it possible for the jyot, for the light inside of you to suffer? Is it possible? Does anybody think it is possible for the light inside of us to suffer? Put your hand up. There was two. It's not possible for the light, for the jyot, for the light of God inside of us to suffer because nothing can touch it. Because the Guru says that light inside of us is a panje. Who's heard that word? What Bani does that come from? Namastang a panje. Sings, where does that come from? What Bani? Japji Sahib. What does that mean? What does it mean? Namastang a panje. Panje comes from the word pannana. Maharaj kende tadi jehdi atma hai, your jyot, your light inside, no one can smash it. No one can break it. No one can hurt it. No one can afflict any wound to it. A ਪੰਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਤੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ ਕੋਈ. ਜੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਜੋਤ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਤੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਜੋਤ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਸਕਦੀ, but ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, Guru saying, there's times when upar chohyo, when a nerve is struck inside of us and then we get angry. Has that ever happened to anyone when a nerve has been struck and then you get angry? This is what Guruji is saying to us. If your jyot cannot be smashed and touched and it can't be, a nerve can't be struck within the jyot, then what is it that's getting angry and annoyed and is suffering? It's the ego. We are here as Sangat to help each other to go beyond the ego and to connect to our jyot. If somebody was to ask me, what is Sikhi about? Sikhi is about going back to the light inside of us. The Guru is saying, Atmana chine. Most of us have not recognized the light inside of us. Parme vich suta, most of us are asleep in the identities that are constantly in pain and suffering. Who would like to go to that light and be the soul at all times? Who would like to be with that light at all times? Look, most of the Singhs put their hands up because they don't want to be hurt by their wives anymore. I'm just, obviously I'm going to be a little bit biased here. Because it's just that not many bibbiyan put their hands up when I asked who wants to go back to their light and be with that light. Shall I ask that question again? Then I won't be so biased. Who wants to go back to that light inside and wants to be that jot? All right, look, I forced you to put your hands up now. Guruji saying, Atmana chine parme vich suta. You're asleep in this doubt. You can't even allocate, can't even say, look, there it is. Can somebody show me where their identity is, where their ego is? Can somebody show it to me? It's created within our own mind. It was meant to play a role to serve others, but it's become the cause of suffering. Everybody here put their hand up to say they've been in pain when somebody has said something to them. But a Brahm Gyani is that, jo khode ko chandan lep, doesn't make a difference to them. They say to a Brahm Gyani, you can khode, kende nina pama jinni marji mitti patti jao. Singh ji, have you heard of that Punjabi saying? O falane di onne mitti bahut patti. Has anybody heard that saying in Punjabi? Most of you obviously, these are new age people here that won't have heard these terms. Who speaks good Punjabi here? Who speaks good Punjabi here? Come on, Sat, what are you scared for? I'm not going to pick on you. Kende na odi mitti bahut patt hui. You've heard that, Sat? Not heard of that term? Singh ji, mitti kisi di patni. Over here say, jo basata ko khode, ko chandan lep. Somebody that has recognized their Atma and stays in their Atma. Maharaj says it makes no difference to them. They said, Jo basada ko khode. They can dig them up. What does that mean? Somebody can curse them. Somebody can speak bad about them. Somebody can slander them, but there's no effect. They're untouched. Ko chandan lep. Chandan lep, Sanghaji, means somebody can plaster them with sandal paste. What does that mean? Pamp de jani kisi nu, Rajan, teri awaaz, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Rajan, your voice. Never heard a voice like that before. It's got to be the best. Chandan lep, just plastering him with all that sandal paste. And he's not affected by it. Instead, if he's with his Atma, what is he saying inside? Je log salahe, ta teri upama. If the world is praising me, then that is the glory of Vaheguru, because I didn't make my voice. Vaheguru gave it to me. I wasn't there, that little kid, when I came and I was born. I didn't get a little screwdriver and start doing something and make this voice box. When you recognize that and you go into this absolute state of bliss and you say, Gave ko daat. Oh Vaheguru, I sing of you because I can see these gifts that you have blessed me. It's your gift, your gift. Sache Sahib sab gun. These gifts have been given from you. I now plaster him with sandal paste. But he knows the truth. And he's saying, Sache Sahib sab gun, Gave ko daat, jane nisan. Sangat ji, right now, in this moment, so many people try to run away from the gifts that they have been blessed with, because then they go right to the other side, the other spectrum of ego. There's one side of ego when you think so big of yourself and there's no room for anybody else in that room. But then there's the other side of ego, the other spectrum, when you think, oh, I've got nothing, I'm no good, I'm terrible. That's the other side of the ego. Instead of saying that, say, Vaheguru, thank you. I connect with you, I sing of you, Gave ko daat. Jane nisan. I know you now. I can see, I can feel your presence. Nishani. This voice is the nishani that you exist, is the sign that you exist, Vaheguru. Say that instead. Lovepreet's having a great time going back and forth with these lines of Pangatiyan and Gurbani. Singh ji, bring Gurbani alive into your lives. Make it come to life, Gurbani. How many times have you sang in the morning, Gaave ko daat jani nisan, Gaave ko taan hove kise taan, Gaave ko daat jani nisan. Have we just take a moment. When you read Jap Bani in the morning, you know Jap Bani was also called Nisan. Nisan meaning it's a stamp. You know how you get your passport stamped when you want to go to another country? Guru Nanak gave us this Bani to say it's a stamp for you to go to the Desh of Nirankar. For you to go to that place of Sach Khand Vase Nirankar. It's your stamp. But if you do this with it, if you take a moment and say, oh wow, this voice, wow, this ability to make langar in this way, wow. And you just say, wow, Gaave ko daat, Jane Nisan. This is a sign of your existence, Vaheguru. This gift is a sign of your existence. Can you think right now in this moment, a gift that you recognize that comes through you every so often that can allow you to know the existence of Vaheguru? Don't ever own that gift. It belongs to Vaheguru. The moment you try and own it, the ego comes in. The Sangat is here to help you to go beyond your ego. The Guru saying to us, Kavan Than Tiryo hai Nama. Sangat the other Pangatiyan that Gurpreet was singing was Sanj Kirija Gunhe Keri. I've shared this story so many times. I'm not going to share it in detail, but we can never share it enough times. Because we're talking about qualities here. About being able to recognize qualities, but now I want you to do something else. Number one, I want you to have the ability to recognize a quality that comes through you. Don't own it, that it's yours, through you. And know that is in the nishani of Vaheguru's existence. But now I want you to do something else. I want you to bring in your minds somebody, a person that you often struggle with in life. Everyone's like, that's not a problem. There's like, that was easy. Somebody that sometimes can be a little challenging for you in your lives. I want you to bring that person into your life. Somebody that you know very obviously have got certain traits about them where the ego really gets the better of them. Keep that in mind and now listen to this. Look how alert everybody is. They're like, oh my God, I can think of that person. Singh ji, Guru Nanak Dev ji, Sache Padshah and Bhai Mardana ji. They knock on a door of a travel inn. It wasn't called a travel inn. I don't know what it was called. And Guru Nanak Dev ji, Sache Padshah ji knocks on this door. And the person that opens this door, very excited to see Guru Nanak Dev ji, takes them inside, seeing that radiance, and takes them inside, sits them down and says that, let me serve you. You're a traveler, you've been traveling. And Sangat Guru Nanak Dev ji Padshah ji, when they would travel, it says that when Guru Nanak Dev ji traveled, such beautiful words by Gurdas ji. Gurdas ji says, Chadya Sodan Tart Lukai. Chadya Sodan. Guru Nanak Dev ji left to help the world. And he says, Chadya Sodhan. Sodhan means to do what? To help purify people. Sodhan. What's that word? Say that word. That do you मैं तो कहना नहीं होता आ देखो अनपढ़ हैं ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੈਠੇ you going to translate what does it mean depurate there you go ਇਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪੜਿਆ ਹੈ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ but look is there any other unpade like me is there any other uneducated people like me in the sangat like anybody else no So everybody else is claiming to be educated. All the educated people, put your hands up. Oh, you're confused. Oh, look, there's Bhagat. But look, we're all right. Guru Sahib Ji says it doesn't matter. Padaya, anpadaya, paramagat pave. On this path, it doesn't matter how educated you are. Because what matters, Guru Sahib Ji saying that you can still reach that supreme state, whether you're educated or not. Because Guru Sahib Ji says that padya murkha aakhiye lab lobh ahankara padya murkha aakhiye you can still be a fool even if you are educated because you are still stuck in greed. Sangat Ji Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pacha Ji goes into this house. He's so excited and he's saying to Maharaj, he goes, Maharaj main tode vaste kuch banana hai, I'm going to make something for you to eat. He goes and prepares some food, all excited, and he puts this plate of food together, brings it out to Maharaj. And as he's bringing it out to Maharaj, remember, don't forget about that person in your mind. We've got to bring it together. There's certain people where, for some reason, the only thing we can see in them are only the mistakes that they make. There's certain just people like that. That's all we can see in them. But here, he comes out all excited, made all this beautiful food, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pacha Ji smiles and looks at him in his face. And Maharaj kende teri kirt kiya. Maharaj, tell me, how do you earn your living? How did you earn this food? Sangat Ji, he went silent. He put his hands together. कहते महाराज मैं चोर हाँ कहता महाराज मैं तो झूठ नहीं बोल होया ताडे अगे said Maharaj I couldn't lie in front of you I'm a thief he said I don't know why but there's something about you that's different to all the other travelers that I've met. Sangat Ji, you'll meet some people in your lives where you could just feel this love and truth shining through them. And you will struggle to lie in front of them. He said, I'm a thief. And he put his head down. Maharaj said, Maharaj kende, main shak nahi sakda. I can't eat this food. Kenda Maharaj, look, it's okay, you can eat it. Maharaj said, why do you feel that I can eat it? Kende karke ek passe main paap karda. On one side, he said that, Maharaj, he said, on one side, I do, yes, I rob people. But he goes, look, on the other side, I balance it out by feeding beautiful saints like you. So look, my papa and pun, I balance it out. Who thinks that's okay? Just checking, just checking. Because there are some people I've heard where they'll say, Chal, we've done this now, swear no part karna hi. They said, we're going to do part in the morning anyway. We'll be all right. We'll balance it out, the sheet. And Sangat Ji, you know, if you want to have that type of balance, that sheet, and think you can just live like that, Maharaj says it doesn't work like that. Guru Nanak Dev Ji, now listen to this very carefully what Guru Nanak Dev Ji said. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, you feeding me means nothing. They said the only thing you can do to walk forward is if you stop bringing. It wasn't so much, Maharaj didn't focus on that you was robbing people and taking from them. Maharaj said, I can never eat this food until you are giving other people pain. You are destroying and breaking people's hearts and lives. You are robbing from people where they then don't know where they're going to get their next meal from. The only way you can walk forward is if you stop doing that and bringing pain to other people's lives. Sangat ji, he said, "Nahi Maharaj ji, shak lo." He said, "No Maharaj ji, eat. Just please eat this food." He said, "Look, I've told you I'm a chor." And then he said, "Look Maharaj ji, I've told you that I'm a thief." And Maharaj ji says, "Vah. Bhala kita hoye." Maharaj says, "Well done." And he said, "Maharaj, are you telling me well done for being a thief?" 3 times Bhai Veer Singh ji writes that. He repeated again. He said, "Maharaj, maybe you didn't hear me right. I'm a thief." Maharaj says, "Vah bhala kita." The 3rd time again he said, "I'm a thief." Maharaj says, "Vah bhala kita." Well done. He said, "Mainu samjh nahi aayi." Maharaj kehinde, देखो 3 वारी तू सच बोले. 3 times you've spoke the truth and you have told me that you're a thief. Look, he was a thief and he was hurting people. That's his ogun. That's his demerit. That's where he falls. There's people in our lives that we know make a mess and fall. But Maharaj said, can we do this for a moment? Sanj kirija gunhe keri. Can you bring into your minds right now a positive quality that that person has in their lives as well? Because there's always something. Because somehow or another, God shines through everyone at some point. And imagine what life would become if those things became our focus. And this is what Sangat is about. Is focusing on each other's strengths, not ignoring the other side. Because what we're saying is that, look, let's work on this strength that you have, that this quality that you have. When we start working with each other's strengths and qualities, Sangat, there's been times when people have said to me, can you speak to such and such about their issue with something that they struggle with? And sometimes in those circumstances, it's been better to not speak to them about that directly. Instead, is remind them of the qualities that they have and allow them to say thank you for those qualities and allow them to start sharing those more and more. Sangat ji, so Guru Nanak Dev Ji focused and worked with him. They didn't let go of him. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, look what happened to him. Bhagat Kabir Ji slok they say that Lagit hi poe gir parya para kareje chek. Such a beautiful slok. Sangat ji, some of you may have heard this slok. If we go to the line before this, Sangat ji, Kabir Sadguru Sur mein bahya banjo ek. There's times in our life when we get struck by an arrow. Sangat ji, can you remember a moment, a specific moment when you were struck by the Guru? You heard Bani, you heard Katha, you heard some Kirtan, you heard, or there was just somebody that showed you so much love in your life, but it was coming from Guru Nanak. because they had given themselves to Guru Nanak. Who can remember a moment in their lives when they were just struck by the Guru's word and it altered their life and it started to change them? संगत जी कबीर सतगुर सूर में बाह्या बाण जो एक लागत ही पोए गिर परया. What does it mean to fall onto the ground? The ego just shattered and it fell. This is what happened to Bhoomia. In that moment, his heart was filled with vairag. His heart was filled with this deep emotion, saying that you don't meet many people that don't just write you off and say to you, let me work with you. Let me see how we can help and strengthen and turn you around with this beautiful quality that I've just seen in you. Maharaj said to him, what do you think, Bhoomia? Do you think you'll be able to give up? Do you think you'll be able to give up stealing? Chori chhad dunga? And he said, no. Sometimes, Sangaji, we're going to be realistic with ourselves. Know that there's times in our life that it's not so easy to give certain things up. And be realistic and say, okay, I can't give that up yet, but let me work on this instead. So Sangaji, think, let's share. And don't be scared as well. If there is a quality of Vaheguru that shines through you, the other thing is the Guru saying, don't run away and hide it and sit on your own. Bring it to the table and share it with people. Jagraj Singh, you would say, you know, when Singhs would say to Jagraj Singh, no, I just want to sit at home and just jap naam. And he would say to them, how are you any different to those yogis that were sat in those mountains? And Guru Nanak had to climb that mountain to tell them, you've got the tools to help people in this world. And he'd say to them, he goes, you're selfish. He goes, keep sitting there and doing that on your own. And he goes, and growing your ego. He was a bit straight. He wasn't, I'm a bit more delicate. Even when we'd get together to do some work, I'd still like to squeeze in a bit of a laugh. And he'd have to remind me, always sing, focus. He used to actually talk to me like that. I remember we sat once, we were sitting in a cafe and he was giving us some training on editing videos that some new features came out. And I was doing what I do best. There was another Gursikh there and I just kept messing around and joking around and laughing around. He literally grabbed my arm, he goes, Singh, just focus for a moment. I got really scared. He had that about him. But the other thing he had about him was, he said, don't let your qualities go to waste. Don't hide them. So, look, I know, even Kiran Honi are sitting here, I know they make amazing cheesecakes, but they've not made it for a few months for the program. So look, why are you hiding that quality? Why are you not allowing the Sangat to have the ras of those cheesecakes? What's happening? Look, the Guru says, Guna ka hove vasula, kad vas leije. How many times is it that, look, Gurpreet sat here, this quality of being able to sing, and then there's times where the mind starts to play tricks. I don't want to sing a shabad. I don't want to sing a shabad. Has that ever happened? Even today, my ego was saying that to me. Oh, you had the same today? Oh, wow. And that, I'm going to blame it on Sim. You're just meant to be our tabla player. And then he comes and sings all these beautiful shabads. And then I walked into the langar hall afterward, and everybody was like, Baji, you're right, your eyes are red. It's like, Sim. Because, Sangaji, it's not just once we get struck. Kabir Satguru Sur mein bahya baan jo ek. I was sat here thinking that, oh wow, I've got such a bad headache, what's going to happen, how am I going to connect? And then that arrow came again and just bang. Just wow. Guru says, Guna ka hove vasla kad vas laije. Look how beautiful this Bani is. This is Guru Ramdas ji in Suhi Rag. Guru Ramdas ji saying, Guna ka hove vasula. Look, a play of words as well. They say that vasula, it's translated here to basket or vase. This says that if there is a vase full of qualities, beautiful qualities, Guna ka hove vasula, don't keep them hidden in that vase. Take them out, Qad. And she even sang those lines then. Amar ji saying, no, don't hide that Kirtan away from the Sangat. Sangat ji, some people, some Singhs, I went to Singh's camp. And what was it? There was a quality at Singh's camp where it helped you to become in touch again with that masculine energy, that meaty energy. That jabe baan lagyo, tabe ro sajagyo, karang la kamanang, hanang baan tanang. Bring out that warrior spirit. There was that quality that was brought forward by some Gursikhs, where they evoked that warrior spirit inside of you. And some Gursikhs will bring that vase, bring those qualities. They will be that flower. The Guru is saying, don't hide your qualities. Let's help each other to say, look, get that flower out that vase and allow everyone to have that fragrance from you. Whether that means, look, there's a Gursikh here. I went to Singh's camp and they said, I heard Chip Man is here. Sangat Chip Man. You know what that means? The Singh, he's known now, the Singh that makes the chips at Somerset Road. Some Singhs came up to me at Singh's camp. They said, I heard Chip Man is here. Just take out that quality, man. Guna ko hove vasala kad vas leije. Just take it out. Let people take that fragrance from you. Don't let your ego come in the way. Because life is so short, it's going to be over in an instant, in a moment, we don't know when. Pata nahi kede vele muk jani zindagi. Don't hide those flowers. And then you'll find those Gursikhs. Look, a beautiful sister of mine has travelled all the way from East London. And I looked towards her. And I know she does beautiful Kirtan. And I said, come on, Benji. And she did that thing. She says, no, I want to hide my flowers. I want to keep them in the vase. But we'll get you next time, don't worry. We'll bring those flowers out you, Benji. Right? I won't say her name. Oh, sorry. So, Sangaji, can everyone do Ardaas or just give her a bit of strength to take those flowers out next time when she comes into the Sangat? She's thinking, I ain't going to come back. Sangaji, Guna ka hove vasala kad vas leije. So, the first vasala means vase. The second vas means fragrance. In this moment, right here, who feels more humbled and empowered at the same time? That you recognize that there's a certain fragrance that comes through your vessel of this body every so often, and you now feel that you want to take out that fragrance from that vase. Who can feel that right now in this moment? I want that cheesecake. Put your hand up now, Kiran. Ishpreet, put your hand up. Look, still there's so many people here that are afraid. You're not owning your quality, it's Vaheguru's quality. Remember, Sache Sahib Sab Gun Augana Sab? Asa, what are you going to do for your quality? If there is a quality that comes through you, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to say? You're going to say, Tanvad. Sangji, say after me, what are you going to say? Tanvad. Look, Satwinder Singh knows here. We were so fortunate to spend time with the Mahaprabhu. That Mahaprabhu's mantra until their last breath was Tanvad. 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 Sometimes we think we only can say the word Vaheguru. But words like thank you can become Vaheguru. Because behind The word thank you is the energy of Vaheguru. You're saying thank you. You're saying Vaheguru. And somebody's giving you a glass of water, you're saying Tanvad. You're connecting to Vaheguru through them giving you water. Somebody smiles at you, you say Tanvad, thank you. You're saying thank you to Vaheguru for smiling at you. Because you're now connected to Vaheguru. There is nothing else other than Vaheguru. Hor koi hai hi naga. Because we think there's somebody else, we get pain. Connect to Vaheguru. Today, just take that moment out. After this divan today, and I know it will finish one day, this divan. I know you're thinking, ki ho gaya aaj? मैं तो कथा भी नहीं सी करनी इन्ना रवाया अज सिम ने अखां ही लाल कर दित्तियां. So people would have started thinking, look, he's on something. Of course we want to be on something, Sangat ji. We want to be on the nasha of Kirtan. We want to be intoxicated by singing the praises of Vaheguru and our Guru. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Pao tera pang khaladi mera cheet main diwana paya ateet. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, look at me. A yogi says to Guru Nanak, hey Guru Nanak, take this cannabis with me. And Guru Nanak says, can you not see how intoxicated I am? Can you not see into my eyes? I'm intoxicated with the loving fear that Vaheguru is watching every step that I take. And because I can feel that mother, that divine mother Vaheguru watching me, every word I speak, I know Vaheguru is listening to me. Aap kathe, aap sunne hara. Every word I say that Vaheguru is listening. Sarb pek, sarb nan, aap pekhan hara. Through my eyes, Vaheguru is watching me. Guru Nanak says that I can, in that presence of Vaheguru, I am so intoxicated in the love of Vaheguru watching every moment. Pao tera pang, khaladi mera cheet. Because my consciousness is completely immersed with Vaheguru. Imagine living like that. Sangaji, I better stop. So I want you to do one thing after the divan today, after Samapti. Sangaji, just go up to somebody and put your hands together and say Fateh to them. But when you say Fateh, say in full. Not why Khalsa Fateh. I don't want one of those. Singh ji aage avat, Singh jo pave Vaheguru ji ki Fateh bulave. ਗੱਜ ਕੇ ਬੁਲਾਉਣੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਉਸ 5 ਤੋਂ 7 ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਬਾਬਾ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਿੰਘ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜ਼ੋਰਾਵਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਜ਼ਖਰੀਆ ਉਸ ਵਜ਼ੀਰ ਖਾਨ ਦੇ ਕਚਹਿਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਈ ਸੀਗੀ ਅੱਜ ਉਵੇਂ ਹੱਥ ਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਫਤਿਹ ਬੁਲਾਉਣੀ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬੁਲਾਉਣੀ ਜੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ ਡੰਡੌਤ ਕਰ for before a Gursik. Jina pachata sach chumma pair mu. Those that have recognized the truth kiss their feet. Put your hands before them. Namaskar dandaut kar. Gur pai gal milalawe. Embrace somebody. Hug somebody. And today if there's somebody here that you can appreciate, go and say to them Tanvad. Just go and say thank you for somebody's presence and they Gaun Sangat ji, aao apa kirtan kariye. Bring your fragrance out and share it with the Sangat. Focus on somebody else's quality like Guru Nanak Dev Ji did. Guru Nanak Dev Ji focused on the truth that he spoke and Guru Nanak Dev Ji turned around his life. Turn around somebody's life by focusing on that one quality that you can see inside of them. Guru Nanak said to Bhoomia, from today speak the truth. They said, Bhoomia, from today, when you eat from somebody, never stab them in the back. Oh Bhoomia, from today, because of you, make sure nobody ever is then there's injustice against somebody because of you. These 3 things Guru Nanak said, take them into your lives. Today, let that shabad pierce your heart. Bahya baan jo ek lagat hi poe gir parya para kare je chek. Let your heart today be pierced with the shabad. Let's all come together and sing together from your soul. Atam jane sagal vasta ke Thakur gaye Atam rang. Sing from the love of your heart today, Sangat ji.
मेरे मन प्रेम लगो हर तीर प्रेम लगो हर तीर हमरी वेदन हर प्रभ जाने मेरे मन अंतर की पीर मिल मिल सखी मिल मिल सखी गुण कहो मेरे प्रभ के मेरे प्रभ के मेरे प्रभ के ले सतगुर की मत धीर सहिया तो असंख मंजो हब वधाड़ियाँ सहिया तो असंख मंजो हब वधाड़ियाँ एक पोरी नदर निहाल दे दरस रंग माड़ियाँ सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा एहो महिंजा आसरा एहो महिंजा आसरा एहो महिंजा आसरा एहो महिंजा आसरा हो ना छोड़ो कंत पासरा हो ना छोड़ो हो ना छोड़ो कंत पासरा हो ना छोड़ो कंत पासरा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल जे भुल्ली जे चुकी साई जे भुल्ली जे चुकी साई जे भुल्ली जे पीत हैं जी काटिया जिन्होंने हो दुजाड़े लगा जिन्होंने हो दुजाड़े लगा चूर मरो से वाटिया चूर मरो से वाटिया सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा एहो महिंजा आसरा एहो महिंजा आसरा हो ना छोड़ो कंत पासरा हो ना छोड़ो कंत पासरा हो ना छोड़ो कंत पासरा हो ना छोड़ो सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सज्जन तू है सैन तू सज्जन तू है सैन तू सज्जन तू है सैन तू मैं तुझ ऊपर बहुमानिया मैं तुझ ऊपर बहुमानिया जा तू अंदर ता सुखे जा तू अंदर ता सुखे तूने माणी माणिया तूने माणी माणिया जे तू तुठा कृपा निधान जे तू कृपा निधान ना दूजा विखाल ना दूजा विखाल एहा पाई मुदा तड़ी नित हृदय रखा समाल एहा पाई मुदा दातड़ी नित हृदय रखा समाल एहा पाई मुदा दातड़ी नित हृदय रखा समाल एहा पाई मुदा दातड़ी नित हृदय रखा समाल नित हृदय रखा समाल नित हृदय रखा समाल पाव जुलाई पंत तो नैनी दर्श दिखाल पाव जुलाई पंत तो नैनी दर्श दिखाल श्रवणी सुनी कहानियां श्रवणी सुनी कहानियां जे गुर थी वह कृपाल श्रवणी सुनी ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਗੁਰਦੀ ਵੈ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਸਰਵਣੀ ਸੁਣੀ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਜੇ ਗੁਰਦੀ ਵੈ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਸੁਣੀ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਜੇ ਗੁਰਦੀ ਵੈ ਕਿਰਪਾਲ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਛਾਡੋ ਜੀ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਛੋਡੋ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਛੋਡੋ ਕੰਤ ਪਾਸਰਾ 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 ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਇਹੋ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਆਸਰਾ ਇਹੋ ਮਹਿੰਗਾ ਆਸਰਾ ਹੋ ਨਾ ਛੋਡੋ ਕੰਤ ਪਾਸਰਾ 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 ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਕਿਤੀ ਲੱਖ ਕਰੋੜ ਪਿਰੀਏ ਕਿਤੀ ਲੱਖ ਕਰੋੜ ਪਿਰੀਏ ਰੋਮ ਨਾ ਪੂਜਨ ਤੇਰਿਆ ਰੋਮ ਨਾ ਪੂਜਨ ਤੇਰਿਆ ਤੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਊਸ਼ਾ ਹੋ ਤੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਊਸ਼ਾ ਹੋ ਤੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਊਸ਼ਾ ਹੋ ਤੂੰ ਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਊਸ਼ਾ ਹੋ ਹਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਨਾ ਸਕਾਂ ਗੁਣ ਤੇਰੇ ਗੁਣ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਹੀਆ ਤਉ ਅਸੰਖ ਸਹੀਆ ਤਉ ਅਸੰਖ ਮੰਜੋ ਹਬ ਵਦਾਣੀਆਂ ਮੰਜੋ ਹਬ ਵਦਾਣੀਆਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੂਰੀ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਪੂਰੀ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ ਰੰਗ ਮਾਣੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ ਰੰਗ ਮਾਣੀਆਂ ਸਹੀਆ ਤਉ ਅਸੰਖ ਸਹੀਆ ਤਉ ਅਸੰਖ ਮੰਜੋ ਹਬ ਵਧਾਣੀਆਂ ਮੰਜੋ ਹਬ ਵਧਾਣੀਆਂ मंजो हब वदाणिया मंजो हब वदाणिया मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु के मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु के मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु के मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु के मिल मिल सखी गुण मिल मिल सखी गुण मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु के मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु ले सतगुर की मत तीर ले सतगुर की मत तीर ले सतगुर की मत तीर सतगुर की मत हर दर्शन को मेरा मान बहुत तपता हर दर्शन को मेरा मान बहुत तपता हर दर्शन को मेरा मान बहुत तपता मेरा मान बहुत तपता जो त्रिखावंत बिन नीर जो प्रेम लगो हर पीर मेरे मन 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 प्रेम लगो हर तीर मेरे मन प्रेम लगो हर तीर मेरे मन हमारी वेदन हर प्रभु जाने हमारी वेदन हर प्रभु जाने मेरे मन अंतर की पीर मेरे मन अंतर की पीर मेरे हर प्रीतम की कोई बात सुना हर प्रीतम की कोई बात सुना सो भाई सो मेरा वीर सो भाई सो मेरा वीर मिल मिल सखी गुण मिल मिल सखी मिल मिल सखी गुण कहो मेरे प्रभु के मिल मिल सखी गुण कहो मेरे प्रभु के गुण कहो मेरे प्रभु के गुण कहो मेरे प्रभु के कहो मेरे प्रभु गुण कहो मेरे ले सतगुर की मत तीर ले सतगुर की मत तीर जन नानक की हर आस पुजावो 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 हर दर्शन शांत शरीर हर दर्शन शांत शरीर हर दर्शन शांत शरीर हर दर्शन शांत शरीर मिल मिल सखी गुण को मेरे प्रभु के मिल मिल सखी ਜੈ ਡਿਠੇ ਮਨ ਧੀਰੀਐ ਜੈ ਡਿਠੇ ਮਨ ਧੀਰੀਐ ਦਿਲ ਵਿਖ ਵੰਜਨ ਦੂਰੇ ਦਿਲ ਵਿਖ ਵੰਜਨ ਦੂਰੇ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਵਿਸਰੈ ਮੋਹ ਮੈਂ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਵਿਸਰੈ ਮੋਹ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਵਿਸਰੈ ਮੋਹ ਮੈਂ ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਵਿਸਰੈ ਮੋਹ ਜੋ ਰਹਿਆ ਭਰਪੂਰੇ ਜੋ ਰਹਿਆ ਭਰਪੂਰੇ ਹੋਏ ਨਿਮਾਣੀ ਟਹਿ ਪਈ ਹੋਏ ਨਿਮਾਣੀ ਹੋਏ ਨਿਮਾਣੀ ਟਹਿ ਪਈ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ ਜੀ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ ਪੂਰਬ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਪਾਇਆ ਪੂਰਬ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਪਾਇਆ ਪੂਰਬ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਪਾਇਆ ਪੂਰਬ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਪਾਇਆ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੰਤ ਸਹਾਏ 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 ਆਵੋ ਭੈਣੇ ਕੱਲ ਮਿਲੈ ਆਵੋ ਭੈਣੇ ਕੱਲ ਮਿਲੈ ਅੰਕ ਸਹੇ ਲੜੀਆ ਅੰਕ ਸਹੇ ਲੜੀਆ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕਰੇ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕਰੇ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕਰੇ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਕਰੇ ਕਹਾਣੀਆਂ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਕੰਤ ਕੀਆ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਕੰਤ ਕੀਆ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਭ ਗੁਣ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਭ ਗੁਣ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਭ ਗੁਣ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਭ ਗੁਣ ਔਗਣ ਸਭ ਸਾ ਔਗਣ ਸਭ ਸਾ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਭ ਗੁਣ 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 ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ ਪਿਆਰਾ ਸਦਾ ਰੰਗੀਲਾ ਲਾਲ पासरा हो ना छोड़ो कंत 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 पासरा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा एहो महिंजा सरा एहो महिंजा सरा हो ना छोड़ो कांत पासरा हो ना छोड़ो कांत पासरा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा धन गुरु नानक देव साहिब जी धन गुरु नानक देव साहिब सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा सदा रंगीला लाल प्यारा। राम कली महला तीजा आनंद को अंकार सतगुर प्रसाद आनंद पाया मेरी माए सतगुरु मैं पाया सतगुर तो पाया सहज सेती मन वधिया बाधाइयां राज रतन परवार बड़ियां शब्द गावण आए शब्दो तगावो हरि केरा मन जिनी वसाया कह नानक आनंद हो सतगुरु मैं पाया हे मन मेरे तू सदा रहो हर नाल रहो तू मन मेरे दुख सब विसारना अंगीकारो करे तेरा कारज सब सवार तब ना गला समरथ स्वामी सो क्यों मनो विसारे कह नानक मन मेरे सदा रो हर नाले साचे साहेब क्या नहीं कर तेरे घर का तेरे सब कुछ है जिस दे सो पार सदा सिद्ध सलाह तेरी नाम मन वसारे नाम जिनका मन वसया बाजे शब्द तने कहे नानक सच्चे साहिब क्या नहीं करते रे साचा नाम मेरा आधार साच नाम आधार मेरा जिन भूखा सा भगवान कर शान सुख मन आए वसया जिन छा सब सदा कुर्बान किता गुरु बिटो जिसदियां है बड़ियां कह नानक सुनो संतो शब्द तरो पिया साचा नाम मेरा दारो बाजे पंच शब्द तित घर सपाके शब्द वाजे कला जित कर तारिया पंच दूध तुदवास गीते काल कंटक मार दुर कर्म वाला तुझ जिनको से नाम हर के लाल कह नानक तै सुख होआ तित कर अनहदवार अनद सुनो वट भागियो सकल मनोरथ पूरे पार ब्रह्म प्रभ पाया उतरे सकल विसूरे दुख रोग संताप उतरे सुनी सच्ची बाणी संत साजन पे सर से पूरे गुर ते जान सुन ते पुनीत कहते पवित्र सतगुर कहिया भरपूरे बिन बंद नानक गुर चरण लागे वाजे आनंद पवन गुरु पाणी पिता माता तरत महत दिवस रात दोहे दाई गाया खेले सगल जग चंगियाइयां बुरियाइयां वाचे तर महदू करनी आपो अपनी के नेड़े दे जिनी नाम ते आया गे मशक्कत काल नानक ते मुख उजले तेरी छुट्टी ना बोलो वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह जी वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की फतेह 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 वाहिगुरू जी का खालसा वाहिगुरू जी की